Hello everybody, my name is Pravus, and welcome back to more Cartel Tycoon. The game received a major update only a couple of days ago, so we're going to be checking that out today and see if we can explore some of those new features. A big thank you to TinyBuild for sponsoring today's video. Of course, if you guys like what you see and you'd like to learn more, you can find a link in the description down below, or you can follow the developers on Discord, Twitter, YouTube, whichever floats your boat. Now I'm going to jump into a new game. Last video, we finished up the story, or at least as much story as is available in the current state of the game. In this latest update, though, we also have access to survival mode, which is a hardcore Iron Man mode that is definitely meant to give you a challenge. It's pretty tough, and I don't expect to even survive a full year, but we're gonna give it a go. Also, the game has received some updates to sandbox mode. There's more customization than ever before. So if you finish the story and you're finding that survival mode's a little bit too intense for you, then the creativity of sandbox mode might just be what you're looking for. Now, I've already chosen my capo and my starting region. We only have a couple of different options right now because I haven't unlocked a lot of different starting capos, but Felix will do fine. Some pretty good power, also the ability to burn buildings or assassinate, useful if you want to keep your lieutenants in line. And we're going to start off in Foscani, which is the easiest of the three maps I currently have unlocked, or the three cities unlocked, I should say. Starts with an aerodrome, but does not have soil that is conducive to several different types of crops, which means that actually getting a lot of money is going to be pretty tough for me. So, let's see if we can survive. Oh, now who is this fellow? The Pit Viper. Answer, the bane of my existence. This guy is going to make my life a living hell. He is going to be very forcibly recruiting me to take over his cartel and put my skills to use, because apparently I used to be pretty good at this before I was arrested, and thus survival mode begins. Now, in order to win the game, there are a couple of different options. You can conquer 7 different city regions, which is a pretty lofty goal, or simply survive for 3 years, which doesn't sound that bad, but 3 years is actually pretty long in this game. What's going to end up happening is, over time, Mr. Pit Viper is going to come and demand a lot of legal money, and he's going to keep ramping up the difficulty. And if at some point we can't pay him back, well, he's just going to sick the police on us, and the U.S. is going to come and assassinate my capo. And if I don't have any lieutenants able to take over, well, we're just doomed then, aren't we? So this is going to be a bit difficult for me. Now, as far as what we want to do to start off, probably go ahead and set up a few farms to produce some of our most basic product. The downside of starting in Foscani, as I said, is there's no good soil for this. So we're going to have 30% efficiency on these farms to start. Not the best situation for me, but it's going to be what it's going to be. Now, we don't have a residence to start off either. The only thing we have is a hotel, which is built in the city and functions kind of similarly. It stores your money, it has some transports and logistics, but that does mean we need to build around the city in order for this to work. That should be just fine. But on the topic of residences, let's actually take a look at this, because this is a new feature in the game. We already have the residences here available. It's not research, but you're familiar with this one. But now there are 4 new residences that have been added into the game. We have the Party Residence, the Paranoid Residence, the Pathos Residence, and the Modern Residence, and you can see that each of them are currently locked right now. We will need to accomplish something in the game in order to unlock these. For example, unlock all of the starting capos, and then we will have access to the Party Residence for the rest of our games. And then if we want to do Paranoid Residence, we have to finish a survival mode game, etc. So these are kind of like some achievements, and this actually links into the 4th and the final major update in this latest patch. And that is global progression. If you can accomplish certain feats in story mode, or apparently survival mode as well, you'll unlock these buildings, as well as some new capos you can start with who might have some new abilities, and so on. It increases some of the replayability of the game. That said, though, to start, we know what we need to do. Let's go ahead and set ourselves up, let's say, a warehouse over, I guess, over here, and maybe another one over here. I do have an aerodrome over here, but I know that we're going to be growing really fast, so at least a couple of warehouses is going to be necessary. I'm going to take Felix over here, and I'm going to go ahead and attack this plantation, because as many sources of our product as possible is going to be important for me. So let's go ahead and grab some of that. He's pretty strong. We're able to do that. That will create some terror, which I don't like, but oh well, it's going to be what it's going to be. Let's make sure we set up a few roads and then also some farms. There we go. I think at least 4 farms per warehouse is going to have to be good enough, because again, they're going to be growing very, very slowly. But you know what? That's just the best that I'm able to do. We could recruit some new lieutenants down over here. I might do that in a little bit. I don't feel like I need to this second, but eventually that could be good. It looks like we have started fighting over here, which seems certainly quite fine. I will want to try taking over some other regions like Los Grandes if possible. We can talk to the mayor and at least see what our options are going to be, but it looks like he wants to get idolatry levels of loyalty. That's going to take forever. All right, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So that's not a city that I can afford to take over. Let's see. and the other ones are all held by rival gangs. Right. Well, the good news is, if I end up wanting to take advantage of the seaport, as long as I don't go through the city, I don't think that I have to pay any special taxes. So, we won't be able to build anything in this region unless we take this over, but I at least could take over all the cannabis and such, and then take over the seaport, and maybe start having a new avenue of income. We'll see. We'll see what ends up working well for us. Okay, so at this point, we now have 10 farms plus a plantation all producing and sending off to the aerodrome over here, which hopefully is going to result in me getting a pretty good influx of cash. Now, I did take the liberty of adding in at least a couple more lieutenants over here. These guys don't have any upkeep, at least at the start of the game, though that will change over time. And I do think I'm going to recruit this lady as well, even though she does have some upkeep associated with her, because she is able to give me some missions in order to deliver extra product and therefore get a bonus, which I'm kind of going to do anyway. It's the only way I can really reliably make some money, so that's what we're going to do. Our goal is to try and fill out the aerodrome's capacity of 26 as quickly as we can. If we find ourselves with any extra carrying capacity, it means we're not producing enough product, and we gotta send more over there if possible. Now that we have some of these extra guys sitting around, though, what I may want to do is try taking over some other facilities. And yes, that's going to increase my terror level, but we need to be increasing how much product I can produce of different types and open up some extra income streams. So I think we're going to take over this warehouse and these fields, plus a drying rack, and then the seaport if we can, which seems pretty rough. Also in the city, I'm going to need lots of legal money, so we're going to go ahead and build ourselves a salsa club, spending some of this dirty money in order to do that, because I need to hold on to as much legal funds as possible. That's going to spend a lot of my dirty money, which is going to be a bit of a problem. That said, you know what? Fortune favors the bold. We're going to have to go and be aggressive. Let's go ahead and start by attacking and taking all of these. I'll take over the seaport later. This will undoubtedly give me lots of terror. I don't really see any way around that, unfortunately. Time is money. Oh, good. We now have 10 days before the Pit Viper is going to be giving us a call, which I am not looking forward to receiving that call. It's going to be a little bit unpleasant, I do believe. Okay, I do think we have to manually use, I think, some of my lieutenants to drop off over here the drying rack, because it's just too far away. I'd happily move and build a warehouse over here if we controlled this region, but we don't. So that's going to have to be good enough, and of course most of my trucks for now will be used up just taking the product. These guys should be in fertile soil, so they're going to grow pretty darn quickly. No real issues there. All right, so the seaport is currently taken down. That's not going to do me a lot of good. I just realized, can we even do any packing right now? Oh, we don't even have a workshop. No! Okay, hang on. So these actually do me absolutely zero good. For now, then, we'll go ahead and swap these over to different products. I should never have built any of these. Whenever we have a large storage amount, I'll go ahead and send a shipment over to the aerodrome. It's going to produce money, but it's not going to be as consistent as I might like, because we're not going to have the ability to sell off, let's say, any vegetables and stuff for a while, which is unfortunate. And it looks like we might be about to be under attack by a rival gang. I think they're going for the drying rack, so let's go ahead and move at least a couple of our fighters off in this direction. You go ahead and stop your delivery. Go ahead and meet them over here. So this is going to happen on occasion, since we did provoke the rival gang. They're going to come and attack stuff, and we want to make sure that we have our guys available to fight them off and protect what's mine. But that's going to be increasing the terror level. Oh, here comes the Pit Viper. All right, so he's going to insist that we give him $10,000 in legal tender. We have 7 days to get it. Otherwise, we are going to be killed. So that's one of the reasons I've been trying to hold on to as much of this legal money as I can right now. I am delivering some product over here into the aerodrome. Unfortunately, it only has one slot at a time, but that should make it a little bit easier for me to build up a storage of opium over here. Let's see how much money I can get out of all of this, since we're about to deliver 20. Looks like you can only do 10 at a time. We get $3,000 out of that. That's definitely better than what we were doing before. So as long as we can keep on top of this, this actually is going to be a pretty good amount of cash. Contact the mayor. Yeah, I could do that. We can contact the mayor and ask for some lending money, which is one way to get a lot of legal money and stay alive a little bit longer. The downside is we have to pay a lot back. Otherwise, we're going to have some serious issues. Now, I do have some concerns about whether we can launder our cash fast enough, even if we are getting enough money. So we're going to go ahead and try building out this taxi company using some legal funds, which is risky, but I don't have enough dirty money sitting around right now in order to build that. So it'll still have enough money for now, but we're going to be a little short if we're not careful here pretty soon. All right, so we went ahead and delivered $10,000 to this guy. Now he's going to give us another week or so before he calls again and asks for a whole lot more. Yep, this is going to be real rough. And the telephone rings again. Okay, $20,000 this time around. Ooh, boy, that's a lot of money, all right. Paying money for trespassing? No, we've already done all of that. We've attracted some more attention from, it looks like, the police, which is terrible because they might try to seize some property and there's not a lot I can do about it, but oh well. Looks like the FBI is gone. Good, we have a lot more products that we are trying to sell off, so if we can just please get it going, that would be fantastic. Doing great on the dried product over here. So this is where I would love to have enough money to get a research station so I can learn about workshops and make use of the seaport. That would be really, really helpful. I think I have no choice but to go to the mayor. And I'm going to ask for some money, and maybe I can use it, or maybe I cannot. I don't know. You have my word. Get 30,000 in legal tender. All right, that's enough to keep me in the game for at least a bit. Let's go to some buildings, and let's go ahead and build up a research center. 18,000 is a lot. That's not going to leave me with much legal money with which to actually accomplish any research. But somehow I've got to be able to get myself some vegetables and stuff. Sorry, I have to be able to start selling stuff at the seaport, or else I definitely am not going to have enough income in order to keep up with any of this. By the way, note that I have 3 henchmen that are just constantly trying to deliver some product over the drying rack. This thing moves so fast. It's like really annoying, honestly, how fast this thing moves. But we're able to produce a lot of good stuff, so let's go ahead and start delivering a lot more. Honestly, if anything, this opium can kind of just shut down for a bit. I really am not sure it's any more worth the time and the cash. I'm kind of starting to think that maybe the cannabis is what we want to be doing instead. So let's go ahead and start shutting this all down for a bit. Oh, crap. Looks like the police are going somewhere. Where are they going? Oh, they're going to the aerodrome. I can't afford to lose that. It's my only lifeline. We're going to have to fight over it, which is obviously a little on the risky side because it's going to increase the terror rating by a pretty huge amount. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and try to fight and defend this. Otherwise, I mean, I'm just sunk. I'm already kind of sunk. I owe $20,000 to Mr. Pit Viper. Plus, in a while, 55 days, I owe $35,000 in cash as well. So that's going to be pretty tricky for me. Looks like we have this kind of at a stalemate at the moment, so we should be able to win this. Of course, the terror level will continue to go up as a result. And until we actually finish with any of this, I'm not going to be able to turn any of this stuff on. We are kind of out of dirty money, which means we're not actually, like, you know, keeping anything running at the moment. So let's go ahead and swap these all over to legal tender, because I just don't think I have a choice. I got to keep these things running as much as possible. And we won with that. Perfect. Okay, so now you go ahead and move over here. Let's get that seaport back under control. You guys go back over here so we can continue delivering more of the product. And let's go ahead and turn this thing back on and see if we can sell. I think we're now reaching a point where we're keeping up with the dried cannabis and we're able to sell it fast enough that at least 10 every couple of days, we're able to deliver that pretty easily. So if anything, we might be overproducing on this product just a little bit. Hence why I turned all of this off. Why cost myself all of this dirty money for something when I only have 1 slot that can smuggle out of the country, right? There's just no point in producing a second product. That's all the more reason that I really, really, really want to learn how to make a basic workshop. Let's go over here. $7,200 is what we would need. I'm kind of close to having the excess funds for that. Pretty close. We might be able to do that pretty soon, actually. Yep, there we go. Okay, so he's taking $20,000 again. All right, what's the next thing you're going to make me do? Well, I don't know. Let's see. In about 7 more days, he's going to give me yet another call. It just keeps getting harder and harder. Well, we have to take the risk. Let's go ahead and research the workshop level 1. Start that process. It's going to take 3 days. That spends all of my legal money with which I'm keeping most of my stuff afloat, but it's okay. It's the best that I can do. I don't suppose you can make me a deal. That's what I really want to do. Hang on. Can we stop delivery with you real quick? I'll just have you stop for a second. Let's make a deal with you, because I'm pretty sure we can get a 10% bonus pretty easily with you. There we go. And now you can go back to delivering some more product. But yeah, that at least will get me a little bit of extra cash, since this is the primary thing that we're selling right now anyway. And workshop is done, thank God. All right, so workshops. Let's go ahead and place one of these things down. We should be able to place this in range of... We can almost reach... Ooh, oh, wait, okay, hang on. If we were to place it, like, over here, for example, it's kind of a weird, awkward spot, but technically, I wouldn't have to assign an additional destination for the seaport, and it still accesses what I want. Okay, let's go ahead and try for that. We'll go ahead and set this up under construction like so. I, of course, do need to get some roads. This is my only hope that I can think of to even have a chance at surviving this. It's either going to work gloriously or it's going to be a horrible, horrible thing, and my character is going to die. Someone else is going to have to take over, and hopefully we can still find a way to pay off the debt before anything really bad happens beyond that. So let's see what happens. We're going to deliver some dirty money. We're going to get this thing constructed. Unfortunately, it's a little on the expensive side. Such is the way of things. It's going to take me a few days at least in order to get this all set up. That's okay. And, yep, he's here once again. Oh, you want $50,000? That's pretty much impossible. How on earth could I get $50,000 in the next 10 days? Answer, no way. Absolutely zero way that I'm going to be able to do that. So, hasta luego, Felix. You are 100% doomed. That's okay, though. What's going to end up happening, I believe, is that the terror level is going to max out in order to send the U.S. Army after me. That's basically what's going to happen. So this is kind of my limited time window to try and get as much terror as possible before it is too late. So maybe what we want to be doing right now is just going around and taking as much stuff as possible. Like maybe we go and attack this this aerodrome over here so we have another smuggling point if I felt like I needed it. Let's also, I don't know, do we want to take any... This is a workshop, I just realized. Yeah, we could have done this, actually. I just realized we could have done this. This would have been much smarter. Wait a minute. Why did I just take this workshop? Whatever. We'll take the workshop now. It'll be fine. I don't even have to use these. I can just turn them off. I'd rather just go ahead and get the terror if I know I'm going to have this anyway. Let's just get it over with. And here comes the nastiness. Time is money. Money buys power. Power becomes legacy. Legacy endures time. The cycle begins anew. Alrighty, well, this is your legacy. Come on in, here we go. So, take a look at this. Terror levels, gonna go all the way up to maximum chaos. The U.S. Army is gonna be a thing. The Federales have been spotted nearby. Oh, that's reassuring. Yeah, this guy's very, very dead. He's very, very dead. You know what? We're gonna go out in one last blaze of glory. Can we attack, let's say, the city? No, cannot attack the city. Can we go over and attack this workshop? Yeah, I don't know. Just go somewhere, but it's not gonna matter in a minute. So payment is still due. We'll see how long that can last. We've actually delivered a pretty good amount of cash over there already. We might even be able to succeed in that mission if we can keep doing this fast enough. How are we doing with our product over here? Only 11 of this currently available. Well, not the best, but oh well. Oh, okay, here we go. See the helicopter? The helicopter's swooping in. Oh no! Felix! Felix, you've been spotted! Run, Felix! No, wait. Phew, I think he's gone. Bye! Well, sucks for Felix, and that's what happens, because the game is going to be constantly ramping up the difficulty and taking up all your legal funds. But the good news is, this is not the end, because even though Felix is now very much gone, bye, we can still promote somebody else to become our leader. I'm going to go ahead and promote you, I guess. You'll do fine, let's say... This is not the most helpful thing, raw material, fine. We'll do this, oh, no, yeah, promote you, then truck supplier, sure, why not, and then we'll set you, and then now you're the new capo. There we go. Okay, so we have a new capo, and the cycle will continue, and I believe they're gonna reset down to $10,000? Gosh, I hope so, because otherwise, what are we gonna do? Oh, goody, the Federales also stole my aerodrome. Well, that's going to be shut down for a very long time now, but the good news is you can see that once your capo dies, the terror completely resets. So we got a little time to work with over there. Oh, goody, and we're about to be attacked, but I no longer have very good leaders who can actually fight things back, so I'm a little concerned about this. Let's see. Well, they got some strength, but we should have enough with all three of these guys working together. That said, it's going to be a little on the slow side, isn't it? Yep. I'm going to move over here to the seaport and make sure we don't lose control of this. It kind of falls apart pretty darn quickly, doesn't it? And we're barely holding it together with the legal funds. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The phone rings. Oh good. Julio, are you ready to meet the Pit Viper? $10,000 in 7 days. Dude, I can't even pay my guys for the next week. What makes you think I'm gonna have 10,000? And oh boy, the aerodrome will cost me 12,000 legal funds in order to get this one back. All right. Well, I could possibly try to make use of the other aerodrome, but it's a very long transportation. What I think I need to do is ask for a loan. This will keep me alive. Ah, no, 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 no. That's not what I want to do. Hang on. Forget quelling the terror. I'm not worried about the terror. Let them be terrified. It's fine. Cancel the favor. There we go. Okay, now we have some legal funds. What I'm trying to do now is buy back the aerodrome so that I will be able to start turning on a whole new operation. We lost everything that was in storage down there, unfortunately, which is obviously kind of excessive. Nonetheless, let's just go ahead and turn back on all these operations. This should get me a lot. What happened to my stuff over here? Someone blew up my warehouses and farms. And there goes another $10,000 worth of legal money. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. So in just a few days, he's going to give me another call. Look, I'm really trying. I don't know how much more efficient I can make this right now because the biggest issue I'm running into is I can't seem to make legal money fast enough to do the research that I would need in order to unlock new types of production sufficiently, right? So we could set up, let's say, more research for some drying racks. Yeah, we could build, yeah. The thing is, if we just basically work this down to a cycle, right, where we survive for 2 rounds, we take out loans, we're making enough money, at least dirty money, that we can keep paying off our loans, right? And use that money to survive 2 rounds and also to buy out at least one more piece of research. Maybe slowly but surely we would be able to start making some new products that I'm looking for, possibly. Chemical plants would certainly help with that, get some labs together, and boom, all of a sudden we'd be rolling in all of the cash, right? Could also learn how to make the residences. That would make some things a little bit easier too. Get to level 2 farms so we can start planting down more of these. Though to be honest, that's not the biggest issue. I think the biggest thing for me right now is just having a drying rack. So I'll go ahead and spend some of that legal money, knowing that it's a bit risky, in order to try and do this. Let's not forget that technically to take on more cities, I need to get my loyalty up there, and that will give me some more building slots. Let's also keep in mind that right now I'm not laundering quite fast enough. These guys aren't cutting it, so we may end up needing to demolish at least one of them, maybe the taxi company or the salsa club or something, in order to get a more efficient form of laundering. I'm not sure. And of course, we need to make sure that we continue delivering as much stuff as possible, get some of these deals going for the little bit of extra cash. Could use you to go and organize, let's say, a kidnapping of a wealthy person somewhere. I know that I'm going to get my terror up there anyway. If it's going to keep resetting, we might as well just accept that terror is going to be a thing for a bit. It sucks, obviously, to have the federales and such, like, shut down your property. But nonetheless, if the terror is just going to be that way, then we need every little edge we can get with the dirty money. So it's rough, no doubt about it. This is definitely a rough project, but if you can master this in survival mode, man, that would feel real dang good, wouldn't it? Yes, sir, indeed, I do believe that it would. Let's go ahead and set you up like this, and I guess this way we technically have an extra drying rack somewhere nearby. I don't know. Whatever, it could be fine. I think I'm going to end this video here, though, but you can kind of get a sense of how survival mode really does ramp things up a fair bit. For those of you who thought the base game was easy, well, congratulations. The developers gave you a harder way to play the game. Still pretty fun, though. Now, again, remember that sandbox mode does have a lot more freedom. You can actually turn on, let's say, all research already complete, or start with a lot more funds, or reduce how much maintenance your guys are going to cost, so you can just kind of tweak with the economy. Whatever you want to be, sandbox mode, definitely a more chill way to play the game. But otherwise, I think I'm set for a little bit. So thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget, if you like this video and you want to learn more about the game, you can find a link in the description down below. And of course, thank you to TinyBuild for sponsoring this video. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.